What's going on, guys? Briar Rabbit here. Today I want to talk about the Division. I want to talk about how it compares to Destiny, quite frankly, and I want to talk about whether or not I think I'm going to be sticking with it for a year or a year plus. So, first of all, there is a lot of things to really love about the Division. Some of the systems, the way the menus work, the way the GPS works, there's so many great things. Just the matchmaking alone, the way you can walk up to a mission and decide, do I want to play this on easy or hard, and would I like to play it solo, or would I like to invite other players into it? The way you can see other players that are on your friends list roaming around the map, all of these things are so brilliant, and there's 10 more at least. I think the Division, they nailed it on the UI front, and they nailed it on the usability front. There's so many great things about this game that I can hardly count them all off. But there's some really disappointing things about this game as well, and they're kind of keeping me from really getting hyped about it. One of those things is the way they do damage scaling in the game. So if you're playing in a fire team, and one of you happens to be a level 6, let's say there's another that's a level 7, another level 7, and then a level 10. That level 10's just been going whole hog. He's been playing much more than anybody else in your friends group. Then the strike itself is going to scale itself to level 10. That means those guys who are level 6 are going to feel completely ineffective in that mission. And that's a real bummer. The way that they've scaled the enemies just doesn't work that well for playing with your friends. Now, eventually, everybody's going to get to level 30, and that issue is going to go away. The only problem is, once you've hit level 30, once you've beaten all the missions in the game and seen all the story content, there's not a whole lot left. There's still the Dark Zone, of course. The Dark Zone is very compelling and a lot of fun to play with your friends. However, it's not a competitive multiplayer environment, and I don't think it's going to have the long legs that something like the Crucible or Call of Duty multiplayer does. Now, a lot of people play games like H1Z1, they play games like DayZ, and the Dark Zone, it feels very similar to games like that. But for me, the aspect of just running around and stealing loot from other players, it's fun in a very trolly way, but it's not my real thing. It's not the kind of thing I come to games for. Yes, I do like teaming up with my friends and taking on a group of other people. No, I don't really like teaming up with my friends to pick on single guys and stealing their loot. It's funny for a while, but it's just not a long-term viable kind of thing for me. There are other things that are coming in the Division that will hopefully add to the endgame content of this game. And I think that ultimately, that's what this game is going to need. It's going to be a similar issue to the issues that we've had with Destiny in the past, in that, we like what's here, but we want more of it. Frankly, I like the story missions of the Division. It's compelling. It keeps me playing. But unfortunately, and this was a real surprise to me once I started playing, I tend to play this game solo. I have used the matchmaking features a lot. I do like the matchmaking features, but I find that, at least on PS4, where I've been doing the bulk of my playing, people haven't been talking, and once we get a mission going, people have been quitting out a lot. In fact, in the mission you're watching here, we started as a full 4-man team, and everybody quit out, kind of leaving me to finish the mission by myself. And, that kind of thing is a bit of a bummer. I don't know if that will go away as the kind of more casual player base moves on to other games and just the more hardcore player base is left. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I would like to see, this game has awesome proximity chat, and I would like to see more people using it. It's such a cool feature. It makes for such fun and dynamic kind of gameplay, especially in the Dark Zone. But a lot of people just aren't using those microphones, and they're just kind of wasting one of the coolest things about the Division at this point. But all in all, I'll be honest with you. When I get up, I'm still looking forward to Destiny. I'm still looking forward to jumping into the hard mode raid with a group of 5 of my favorite raid team members, you know, coordinating the Golgoroth challenge or the Oryx challenge in the King's Fall raid. Or, you know, today we played a Vault of Glass raid on my stream and ended up having non-stop fun because everybody in the raid team ended up using year 1 weapons. We were all using Fatebringers and Praetus Revenge and Found Verdict and Galahorn, and it just ended up being a whole lot of fun. But, you know, comparing Destiny to The Division, you know, it's not exactly fair. The Division is very much an RPG with some social stuff tacked on. That's how it feels to me. Destiny is very much a shooter with some MMO stuff tacked on. That's how that feels to me. Ultimately, I think I prefer the Destiny way of doing things. Like I said, I am enjoying my time with the Division. Is this a game I'm going to be sticking with for a year, 2 years? Streaming constantly, putting up videos constantly? No, it's just not going to hold my attention like that. It's not that kind of game for me. Destiny to me is something special. It's got that, you know, it's got that fun factor and that mystery and the aspect of always trying to play with your friends and be effective in PvE and deadly in PvP. The Division just isn't hitting me in that way right now. Maybe as they open up more endgame activities and the call to get that endgame loot, that high-end loot, will be a little bit stronger, and I want to go and grind the Dark Zone to get that loot. Right now, though, without any endgame activities, there really doesn't seem to be a whole lot of point to it. There are a couple of things, you know, you can go into the Dark Zone, play level 30 Dark Zone. There are daily missions for you to complete, but I think it's really going to be up to the DLC. It's going to be a waiting game to see what they can provide for endgame activities in the Division to really make it a social experience, because the way that the scaling works right now does not promote getting a bunch of your friends together to play the Division. And that's really a shame. I wish they had kind of copied Destiny's model a little bit with that, where the enemies were as hard as they needed to be to make it challenging, not impossible for a lower level enemy or a lower level teammate. So that's what I think. That's how I'm feeling about the Division versus Destiny, or just the Division in general. I am enjoying the game. Unfortunately, I'm enjoying it in a solo capacity, not as a multiplayer game. And I think that's a real shame, because I think that's a missed opportunity for Ubisoft. I was really hoping that it was going to fill the missing PvE content that Destiny has not been giving me lately. I was hoping that the Division was really going to fill that role in for me over the next few months, or even kind of over the next few years. As you know, maybe we get a content drought in Destiny, I can move over to the Division, and as we get a content drought in the Division, we can move over to Destiny. But ultimately, I think that was my own hype and my own expectations coloring what I thought the Division should have been. And that's my own fault. The Division is a fun game. It's just not what I wanted it to be. And because it doesn't fit into the mold of what I wanted, doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just means it's a game that's probably not going to keep me interested in playing for the long term, year after year. I was really excited when they pumped out that year 1 video. Here's all the stuff you could expect in year 1. But without an end game, without it being kind of having those MMO hooks in it like Destiny does, it's just not going to be a viable game for me playing long term, for me making videos on, or for me streaming. I've seen a lot of players streaming this game an awful lot. For me, I just don't see it. Past the exploration of kind of discovering the game for the first time, it's just not going to be something that I stream. It's not going to be something that I get into in a big way. It kind of reminds me of Fallout 4 in that way, is that I casually played some Fallout 4 in my free time as a sit down and chill kind of game. That, to me, is really what the Division is becoming. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the Division. Is it pulling you away from Destiny? Can you see it capturing your imagination for a year, for 2 years? Or is it just kind of a blip on the radar waiting for the spring update, the fall update, and Destiny 2? A lot of you guys play a lot of Destiny, so I know you can kind of relate to how I'm feeling about these two games. So that's going to do it in this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that like button if you like the video. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.